Today, we are here with the amazing Tyrese Niswander. Welcome, Tyrese.
Hi, how are you?
I am great, and I'm so happy to have you on because Tyrese, I know when I think of like what amazing, with the Women Who AI Summit, like what amazing females do I know in my space that literally can like create any AI hack to make things faster, more efficient. You are literally the top of mind. So I'm super
Oh,
happy to have you on
thank
here.
you.
Yeah,
Well, you know me, I don't like to be inefficient at anything, and if it takes too long, it's like I don't have time for that.
I know.
So,
I know. You are
so
like top five hackathon queens as far as I'm concerned. And I know that you're here to show us something really cool that actually sprouted from your own personal need, which I love.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So, talking about today. At the beginning of the year in February, I was laid off because the company I was working for got actually bought out by a bigger company and they didn't need any marketing people. And I thought, okay, well, maybe this is an opportunity for me to jump into the Chief AI Officer certification. And that's why I looked at that as an opportunity and not a setback. But in the meantime, to get unemployment, I had to apply for 3 jobs a week. And I went to the Washington State Work Source office, and then I started to figure out it is so complicated now to apply for a job. It's beyond ridiculous. The ATS systems, which are the applicant tracking systems, look for keywords. They look for skills, soft skills, hard skills, emotional intelligence. That all this stuff is all in there. And I thought to myself, the first resume that I did it myself by hand, and I like we did in the old days, the old-fashioned way, and it took me hours upon hours. I was like, I can't get 3 done in a week. What am I gonna do? And so then I thought, hold on, I'm a chief AI officer. I have skills. I can bring that to bear. So off we go. I then went into ChatGPT to then go ahead with really building it out. Okay, so basically, I what I did was I created this because really wanted to show that the traditional way was the long, hard way. And it was not something that everybody should be going through. I mean, I really feel like I want to save everyone from that experience. And so that is why I came out with this idea that if you want to create a resume, first of all, the resumes you create, you don't even know if you actually qualify for that job or not. Because when we look at a job description, we think to ourselves, oh yeah, I can do that, or I can do this. But can we translate that skill set into the resume so that it actually gets us the job? That's an entirely different matter. So what I did was is that I got my LinkedIn profile, and my LinkedIn profile is built out completely like a CV. So it has all my volunteer work, all my experiences that I've had over my entire 57 years, if you will. And then I actually take that, make it into a PDF. Then I ask the AI to compare my CV to the job at hand. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I'm telling it first to rate it on a scale of 1 to 100 so that it knows what my score actually is. So I'm not wasting time applying for a job I actually don't qualify for. And then if it's over 80, I go for it. If it's around 70 or so, I think, nah, maybe I'll just play around with it and see how it goes. And at the same time, it's going to look at the skills gap that is all the skills that are missing, and then keep that in mind for my cover letter, which I'll explain in a second. So the next thing that happens is that it creates the resume. Now you have a new resume from that CV that goes with that job, which will pass the ATS system requirements. Now the cover letter, when I ask it to do that, it's going to take that, let's say it was 80% and there's 20% missing. My applications is going to go back to the 20% that's missing and say, hey, Tyrese, you can use these different skills in its place. And so the transferable skills are then explained in the cover letter to then increase your score. And then what we end up doing is we actually end up being able to create an application that is robust, that will actually get you the job. And but better than that, the score that you started with will increase by the end. And at the end, you can also ask the application, hey, the new resume and cover letter I just created, how well does it suit now to the job? And most of the time you get a 10-point increase, which is you can go from 80 to 90, 70 to 80. So then you have a better chance of getting that job. And so with that, I can actually do 3 resumes and cover letters and applications in 1 hour. So this is why I thought I can't keep this to myself. I need to share it because there's so much here to understand. And really, you're not only just going to get the job, but you're going to get a better job at a higher rate of pay and sooner. Again, it's all about the efficiency and cost effectiveness of life, and that's where I live. And so that's why I feel like my app, which is called the Profile Pilot, is the thing that I want every person to have who's unemployed. And so with that, I'm going to, oh yeah, if you guys want to access to this thing, I'm going to get a wait list going. And so I'll put a description in the link where you guys can click on that, and then you can to get in there. Okay, and now let's go over to LinkedIn. Okay, so on LinkedIn, now what used to happen is right in this area, there used to be 3 little dots where you could click, and then it allowed you to optimize and change the resume according to the job. So you could actually create it manually. Now you can't do that. They want you to pay for this. So here's where you can go to get, so once you have optimized your LinkedIn profile and you've got all the experiences and everything that you want in here, then you can go to the resources tab, and then you can click save to PDF. Once you save to PDF, and that is your golden nugget. And from here, now what we're going to do is we're going to look at jobs. Let's pick something here that's already here. Okay, let's try, let's see. This looks interesting. Best Energy USA. Okay, let's try this one. Now, all we're going to do is we're going to take the about the job. I haven't even read it, right? I'm just looking at, wow, 75 to 100,000 K. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you're going to take all the job description and the qualifications that are required and the preferred things. Now, we offer, doesn't matter. And we're going to copy this, and we're going to head over to ChatGPT. ChatGPT, we're going to put this into my Profile Pilot, and we're going to add my profile PDF if it decides to come up.
Profile PDF, let me out. Is that your resume?
That's right. That's
okay.
The PDF that I just created out of the resources tab in the LinkedIn profile.
Gotcha.
Okay, so now we're going to get that to get in here. And now it knows what to do. So as soon as you do that, it's going to do the analysis. That's the first thing that's going to happen. So here it says 68 out of 100. So obviously I don't qualify for this job, but let's see, let's follow this through and see what happens. If I don't touch anything and just say, okay, go ahead with the resume. It's going to create a resume based on my CV and my LinkedIn profile, and it's coming up with the whole thing. So you can basically copy and paste it into a Word document, create a PDF, and off it goes to whoever it is you're going to apply to. But you want to make sure as you're reading through to make sure that the details are correct and nothing is being, I have programmed it so nothing is being pulled from the internet. It's only pulling from your particular profile, because you don't want to over embellish or say things that you can't do, because at the end of the day, it's too costly for a company to hire people. And so that's why I took that into consideration. Now let's move over to the cover letter. Let's say, okay, fine, let's go with the cover letter. Now it's creating the cover letter. Now, if I wanted to, I could attach my an example of a paragraph of a text that I wrote so that it could be in my writing if I wanted to. It already knows my writing, so it's It's well enough here. But so here's what the last thing we can do here. Let's see. So we started off at 68 out of 100. Let's see. What is my new score now if we compare the new resume and cover letter, the job description? It jumped to 85 because it took all the information and took all transferable skills and everything. So it took that information, and now you're basically able to. I'm basically able to apply for this job because now my resume is showing up at 85% connection rate, and that is why we've done that. We've only been on 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and we've done it already. So yeah, pretty amazing.
That is amazing. I'm like speechless, and I have some questions.
Okay, fire away.
Okay. So are you telling me if I just give it my current CV and hook it up with a job, I'm imagining it will still give me a score, but the score is going to be way more accurate if I take the time to actually sit down and go through and add all of the skills and all of the components that were required of me.
But I do have information about that too. I have prompts that I built. So
I'm sure you do.
Wants access,
yes, I'm sure you do. The program to do is to pull the information from your CV and talk to me about, so does it compare it to the things that the job description is asking for, and then it writes in a language that's going to be more of a match for the wording that the job description is asking for. Is that correct?
100%. Yep.
Okay. Tell me, if someone didn't have a CV, or if someone's CV wasn't like as detailed as it needed, as it should be to create for this prompt, how would we know? Can we practice? Like, can you ask it, for example, like to ask you some questions to draw out information that might help with my CV? Okay.
So I don't have any experience. I want you to help me to, so here it's referring to all the different sections that would be in your LinkedIn, meaning your transferable skills, relevant activities, education, informal, volunteer experiences, the type of role that you're interested in. And then it's asking you to give a short introduction about yourself. And then let's say, I don't know how to write that short introduction. Okay, so can you help me with each section, starting with profile summary? So here we go. So you have your profile summary, and now you're just going to fill in the blanks. And then from the fill in the blanks, now you can actually build on top of that and tweak it to the direction that you want it to go.
Amazing. And I love that it gave you a template. Like, it didn't just say like, well, here's something you could write. Like, I see how this template is so valuable just moving forward for someone, especially like you mentioned, a high school student, someone coming out of college who was like, I don't really know how to do it. I really like that. And I'm assuming you programmed it this way intentionally to be like, give me a usable template versus just spit out something that you up yourself. So you're teaching them, like you're giving them a tool, and you're almost teaching them the skill by providing that template instead of having the AI completely do it for them.
Thing that I really want to express here, which I express to the high school students, is that at no time do I allow the GPT to go out and get the information. Mm-hmm. It's got to be your experience, your skill set. does not add anything that you have not provided. It will give you direction, but at no time is it allowed to go beyond the guardrails that I've put on it. And that is that everything has to be done in an ethical and responsible way, because that is the only way I think AI should go forward in the first place.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us. And again, like, I hope everybody recognizes, right? Like, and so thank you for this conversation, because one of the things I think this reminds us is, like you said, like AI could make up a resume. AI could write my cover letter. And I know that this is what people are doing, is they're taking a job description, they're putting it into AI, and they're saying, create my resume so that I'm a good fit for this job and write my cover letter. And I love that you're recognizing, obviously here, anybody at the Scale with AI Summit inside Gen AI University, inside Women Who AI, we're always about ethical uses. We're always about authenticity, right? We're always about making sure that we're using AI as a tool and not to cheat, not as a replacement. And I love that you've set those guardrails up inside of your chat GPT. And I think that that is maybe even a great reminder for a lot of people to recognize we can give it parameters, right?
Oh,
Like,
100%. Yeah.
and I don't know how many people are doing that. And I think that might be a takeaway for a lot of people just watching this hackathon session, is like, oh yes, I've built GPTs, but I don't give it parameters to be able to say, only rely on the content that's being uploaded. Please ignore any content that is out there on the internet, or,
Because at the end of the day, if you get that interview and all of a sudden they're asking you about an experience that you put on paper and you can't speak to it, how embarrassing is that? And that's the same goes for all those people that say, oh, let me write a book for you. I'm like, no, if I can't give you what is necessary to put in the book, how are you going to write the book for me?
yeah,
How will I know if someone decides, oh, Tyrese, I want you to come and talk on my webinar about your book? How are you going to address that? So these things have to come to bear. You have to be responsible, because at the end of the day, your word is everything. Your reputation is everything. And if people think that you're a cheater, a liar, or any of those negative connotations, why would they ever hire you?
yeah, yeah.
And
All
that's
right.
the thing at the end of the day.
All right, everybody. Well, there you have it. Thank you so much, Tyrese, in this mini hackathon session. As she shared, she's so graciously offering anybody a link that's going to be in this description to this session. So I don't know. Let's see how many
I'm going to
people
put
decide
together
to
a
go.
really good package for everyone so that they can actually use it, and then they can share it with their friends if they need it.
Yeah, let's see how many people go and change jobs and change career
For
fields,
life.
right? Like, anybody who's unhappy is like, I'm getting this link and I'm off to becoming whatever my other dream. I'm going to become a marine biologist. I think you knew that at some point I
I don't
wanted to
know
be
if
a marine.
that's a, I don't know if marketing can go into marine biology just like that,
It's
but
okay. I can't be on both anyways, which is exactly why I threw that out the window a long time ago. But there you have it. So brilliant. Such a great hackathon. Thank you so much, Tyrese, for joining us in the Scale with AI Summit.
thank you so much. I really enjoyed being here, and thank you for asking me to be here to talk to the community.
Yeah, yeah. Take care, everybody. We'll see you in the next session.
Okay, bye-bye.